Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Enchanted Profiles. And I am your host and creator, Jeremy Evans. And we're going to talk about the first fairy you meet in the show, and that is Vivi the fairy. And Vivi the fairy is from the Fairytales woods, a little bit up north of the Evergreen Forest, where our main cast mostly stays at. And Vivi is in the very first episode, voiced by Taylor Mays, and she is a character, of course, that I needed to have in the show because I feel like you can't do an Enchanted Forest or like a magical forest or really just like fairy tale stories without the word fairies in it, or just have fairies and all. So enters Vivi. Vivi is, I would say, not inspired, but she was influenced by, Disney's Peter Pan's Tinkerbell. And granted, Tinkerbell is kind of more vicious in her own way than Vivi. Vivi she's a bit like a sassy girl, but in a way of she's nice until you hit her bad side. If you kind of talk rude to her or like disrespect her, she'll just call it out for what it is. And when she became friends with Mick after he rescued her friends from a troll in the first episode, they started like building this bond where they're kind of like, I guess you could say like partners in crime, but not really. Like when they're together, you just don't know what's going to happen. They just go on these little adventures together. And you notice this in one of the shorts where Vivi brings back fairy dust that Mick requested for saving her life. And so right there, you kind of get the first bond of those characters. From living in the Fairytales woods where Vivi lives, that's really where most of the fairies live at. And she actually lives in a tree with her crew, her friends. That is Ori. He is a fairy knight. Then you have Lala, fairy, dark magic fairy with a mysterious past and that way. And then you have Nimsy, her like right-hand man. Like he's the one that's like always with her and always fears for her life when she always gets in trouble, because in stories like this, fairies always like try to get in trouble. Their curiosity, they always go on these little adventure stuff. And Vivi is no exception of the curiosity of just exploring and learning about new things. So my goal for Vivi in the future is, as we learn more about her, we learn why she is more curious than other fairies and why she really cares about her friends and all that. You should definitely check out those episodes and everything like that. And when I have Taylor come in to do the voice, at first she was a little bit nervous doing the part. I think she didn't know like how she should come across or how she should come at it, especially from working with her. I chose her because she just has this bubbly, fun attitude that I like, and her voice can sometimes sound very sassy, kind of gangster in a way. So I thought she fit that very well. And so for her, I wanted her to kind of come in more with an attitude, and then I would tweak the pitch of her sound to sound more like a fairy or sound like a smaller character talking. So I wanted to accomplish that, and I hope people like the way they sound, along with Nimsy, which I do the voice for Nimsy, Ori, which is voiced by Alex Mays, Taylor Mays' husband, and then Lala is also voiced by me. And I kind of just wanted to build that chemistry of these group of fairies and how Vivi is basically the leader of the group. So hopefully in the future we'll get more fun episodes with this crew going on and doing stuff, along with them meeting the rest of the cast of Mick, Doran, Francis, and all that. So that is all I have to say about Vivi. So I will catch you on our next character profile.